Okay, Ronnie, while we've been sitting here trying to talk, Pistol Pez Wally's been up in the ring taunting us into having some words to say. At one time, you had a mop on the head of Pistol Pez Wally, but that was not the first time in your career that you did such a thing. Let's go back now in a bit of history and go to Knoxville, Tennessee. This is a match that involved yourself and Bob Orton Jr. Also, Ron Fuller was in on this.
Yes, Ron Fuller was my second because of outside interference. My very, very good friend Ron Fuller was my second to make sure there was no interference. And I had a challenge match with Bob Orton Jr. The loser was to wear a mop. This happened about 4 or 5 years ago. And, you know, history repeats itself. I've done the same thing with Mop Head Watley. And that's something Watley never knew about, that at one time Bob Orton wore a mop on his head because at the time Pistol Pez Watley was not around.
That's what I'm tired of. They giving you all this time for you to run your mouth about nothing.
And I could see that Pez Watley and Bob Orton Jr. would make a fine tag team because they've both been under a mop, which it would make any professional athlete look pretty ridiculous.
So Pez Watley and Bob Orton Jr.
As you can see, Ron Fuller on the floor. He threw Bob Orton back into the ring because Bob Orton is known to run, just like Pistol Pez Watley, just like Savage, just like the rest of them. They all like to run. When it gets hot in the kitchen, they run out of that kitchen. They don't want to stay in there. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's going to get hotter. As you can see here, Bob Orton Jr.'s got a chair, but I beat him to the punch. I gave him a stomach punch, and here I small packaged him, and I got a 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I was the winner, and Bob Orton Jr. wind up wearing a mop. And I'm sure they're going to bring the mop here in a minute where Bob Orton has to wear it. History repeats itself. Pez Watley has wore a mop. Bob Orton Jr. has wore a mop. And I'm proud of this because these are two athletes, and I defeated both of them. And Pez Watley, I can tell you something. I defeated you, and you just can't take it. And now you...
There you see the mop on the head of Bob Orton Jr. Pistol Pez Wally standing up here on the second rope shouting down to us.
You put the mop on, it's going to be wet and it's going to be you. From now on, I want you to understand.
Well, I'm going to tell you, the man can do all the talking he wants. That's all he's ever done. Well, let him do his talking in the ring for today.
Okay, let's get now to our second match of the day.
Action on and see what's going to happen in the